there. Welcome to Spiritual Conversations with Candace and Cari. And we've had some great episodes lately, haven't we, Candace?
We have, especially from her.
Uh, well, because Candace has already had all this stuff going on in her world and behind her scenes, but all this stuff is happening fresh for me. And I think that's fun because we can bounce off. So getting to know Candace.
But listen, I am so excited for today's episode because sorry, I just have to break
No,
it.
it's okay.
Because Cari just finished a virtual class with Gateway Voyage from Monroe Institute. And that is like the prerequisite for so many more programs. And I am so excited to hear her experiences.
Well, what is interesting about it is I've taken the intro to meditation and also the intro to like a deeper, and it was all through Glidewing, which is an old virtual course that they used to use through Monroe. But now, since everything has to be done virtual, I was so glad to be on board to do this Gateway. There was a couple before, which I think you find out the glitches with that.
But the difference is what you did this last time, Monroe is calling virtual. What you did before was online, so it's at your own pace. With
Exactly.
the virtual program, everyone is together at the same time and you get to see each other and communicate in real time. And that's, I think, magical. So go ahead.
And I feel like I felt like at first, I'd really love to go to the Monroe Institute in Virginia and do this, or the one in Vancouver. And again, I was like, okay, that's a lot of money, and not knowing anything about it. So this time it was an opportunity for me to, first of all, escape to our ocean cabin. So I was completely alone without distractions. 4.5 days, and I was just giddy with excitement, not having a clue what to expect. And the only thing that we didn't get, which we're making up for now, is the social hour before and after, the time to hang out with everybody and talk about experiences of where you came from. But oh my gosh, the first day we just got introduced to a few things. The second day we dove deep. It started at 6:30 my time, but that was good because I had the afternoon. And we went right into our first meditation, and they explained what to expect. And each one of these is up to 45 minutes long. So I would get my headphones, I'd go into my bed, darkened it, and I'd go in there. I mean, honestly, Candace, I'm like, okay, this stuff doesn't work for me. And the expectations that you think you have going in, which I expected nothing. And I was with all these people that were also in the group, and there were some people who they're already healers, people who are Reiki masters, some people who have just had the word Bob Monroe pounded in their head enough to like, what is this Monroe Institute? And they would read a book. So people who've had zero experience with anything beyond what we all know is normal. And to hear the sharing after these things too, it's like these people went places that they couldn't imagine was real. I mean, we did a Zoom call today, a catch up, and they started disbelieving anything that happened, that it couldn't possibly be real. But so what I just, in a nutshell, I felt like, first you feel like you're doing it all wrong because you're not getting experiences. But it turns out I was so deep in my meditations to where I live kind of very peacefully now, to where I'm very just here all the time. So I realized I hear all the time. Why should I expect all kinds of stuff? I literally, the very last meditation, which they hold it for the last thing, and then you want to go get it, but you can't get it. I was floating in the universe. I was floating in space. And I can't explain, I'm getting the chills. You can't explain this to people.
And it's so beautiful. This is where I got my training wheels, was everything. It was from Monroe Institute. You experience these expanded states of consciousness. And what I was telling Cari before she attended Gateway was, and I've been to many programs at Monroe, 15 or more. When you start going to a program, you've got a baseline, it's here or there, wherever it is. And then during the program, whether it's virtual or in person, you are so expanded. And then afterwards, they bring you back down and ground you. You know what? You're never down to where you were before. With each program, your baseline grows higher and higher and higher, to the point with me, one day after coming back from Monroe, I open up and I start channeling.
A small thing.
What's so beautiful about Monroe are the people that you meet. And you discovered this over Zoom. You all met again afterwards, but it's like finding your tribe. All of a sudden, have you ever been in a situation where you have this dream and it means so much, and you kind of have an inkling of its real significance, and you tell it to someone and it's like, so, well, it's just a dream. It's not like that when you get to Monroe, because you've got these like-minded people and they get you. So I am basking in your glow, Cari, your glow.
I know. I feel like that maternity glow.
And let me say two things. Well, more than two things, but you had two of my favorite people as trainers, Alan Evans, who is a dear friend of mine, and Joe Gallenberger. They're
They were
both,
the best.
they are fabulous. And I mean, I love Joe because he's just got so much heart. And then you've got Alan, who's so experienced, and she's just so funny too. But they're just a perfect pair.
They
To,
balanced each other so wonderfully. And
yes,
one person commented about Joe. I don't remember who it was, but they're like, Joe, your voice is so calming. It's just very much the same sound, but he's got so much wisdom. I mean, everything, like they would say, Alan would say, hey, Joe, what do you think? And he's like, oh, he has stories and experiences that, I mean, anybody who's not pursuing this couldn't even begin to fathom this stuff. But, oh, they're amazing people.
oh, they are. And the fact that Joe is a psychologist like me,
Yeah.
oh, I like this man. This was
Yeah.
great. I
Yeah.
am so thrilled. Now, what you'll find, because it hasn't even been a week since it was over, you're going to find you're going to continue to grow each and every day from this experience. And you will open up and more things will come into your awareness than what you ever thought was possible. And this is just step one. And isn't it wonderful, Cari?
And the other thing about it too, I can't begin to tell you, Candace. I mean, all I want to do now is take another one, but I do know I want to I felt high. I want to milk the high of this and continue to do the meditations. But what was so crazy is we ended on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's like, I'm like, I'm not on planet Earth right now. I felt, I mean, you can't explain it. And this was funny because when Candace and I first started talking, she talked about all this and, like, tell me about it. You have to experience it. You can't tell me about this. And I can't now tell anybody else about it because just the feeling you get, and I kept thinking, I'm not grounded, but I felt so grounded. God. So, I mean, the couple of days after, it doesn't go away. And you just finally, your feet are more on the ground. You feel a little safer with driving. But man, I just can't explain the feeling and how I've expanded from a place I didn't think I could expand any further. That's what's crazy.
And you know what is so crazy about this, Cari, is you didn't start from way down here. You have, you are so open and you have so many connections anyway to the non-physical realm. And so for someone like you to go into Gateway Voyage and then realize it truly is a gateway to more, that says a lot.
It's huge. And just watching that was what's cool. Doing this, like the course I did the first time, it's just you and the course, but having my classmates who they came from all different places in the world and different walks of life and different meanings of why they were there. And some had zero experience with anything beyond normal. Right. And the opening some of these people got, that one of them got scared. She was like having an almost out of body experience when she got scared and went back in. It's like, where else can you do this stuff, man? Yeah. And I learned so much more today. We had a Zoom meeting. Peter, who is part of our class, he has done research on Monroe for years, and he shared all these links with stuff I'm going to be looking at on all the archive stuff and what Bob went through and how he, like Rosie, but it's like her story and how these people, it's incredible. But man, I'm just like, I was excited and now I'm all in. I'm so going. It's like, I can't wait to do more. I can't wait. I really can't.
I'm so excited. And I just want to say this to all of our listeners and watchers too. When you can find a place that brings magic into your heart, Words, you can't even
No
use
words.
words to describe it. But this is what Monroe Institute is for me. It is my home away from home. It is, now they don't call themselves a spiritual practice, but it is my spiritual practice. This is where I got all of my training wheels and all the people I've met there. We now have this connection that can never be broken.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Bob Monroe has an affirmation. So with many of you know, the meditations, he starts with, I am more than my physical body, because I am more than physical matter, blah, blah, blah. But the more I think about Cari, the more I realize how profound that is. It's so simple. I am more than my physical body. But if
Yeah.
people could just learn that, then they would
Trust that.
and trust that, they would
Yeah.
realize there's this whole new world that can open up to them, a whole new world of spirit, of energy, of the non-physical. You
Yeah.
know, we measure our life in terms of what our five physical senses tell us that we can hear, see, taste, or feel.
Yeah.
But going to Monroe, you realize you're more than that, and you open up to this huge, beautiful world. And
And
I'm
you're more than your achievements. You're more than the things you've done here. Pardon the cats in the background, but you're more than the stuff that was on your bucket list that you thought you had to get done when you came here. Like the bucket list I had 2 years ago, which I had a few things that I wanted to do.
yeah,
There's nothing. It's like, I just want to be on the ocean. That is my entire bucket list. It's like,
yeah.
there's nothing else I want. I am at such peace. It's like, that's it. That's it. And this is only going to make it worse. I mean, better, but it's crazy. Just, but yeah, the thing too is the village, the community of people that you connect with, that you could talk to, that they're like, there's nobody else to talk to.
Welcome to the club. You're part of the Monroe Club now. But even after, once you've attended Gateway, you're actually eligible to start your own local chapter. Now, I was honored when they first started the LCN Local Chapter Network. I was on the leadership council. The LCN is that volunteer wing, the volunteer branch of Monroe Institute. So you can actually start your own chapter now. We have meetings each week if you want to get together with other people. So it doesn't stop. It
No.
keeps going. This is a gift that just keeps on giving and giving and giving.
Is your chapter the Oceana chapter? Is
No,
that the name of your? Okay, because one thing that we did find doing the Zoom now, because everybody's doing Zoom. One thing Joe said is Oceana is like, God, they do Florida. There's like a big chapter, because join one of their meetings, because we can go to any one of your meetings, because we're all on Zoom now.
yeah, most of the meetings are virtual, so you can go to multiple meetings a week, which is
Yeah.
wonderful.
And find what works for you.
Yeah.
Fine, because I'm sure they're all done in different ways. And so yeah, for me, I'm going to definitely be meeting, shopping, and playing around, meeting new friends everywhere around the globe.
Wonderful.
So yeah, I highly recommend Monroe Institute. The Gateway program, much more than any of the go at your own pace. Do it with the community, do it with trainers. And you could ask Candace about all the trainers, because I mean, she said, oh, you've got Joe and Alan, you're going to be thrilled. I looked at, there's some other ones coming up, and I don't know the names. And I'm just like, I was so blessed to have this as the one I came through.
You know what? All of the trainers at Monroe are great. They're fabulous. And people ask me, what's your favorite program? You've been to 15 of them. And almost every time I say, well, it was the last program I attended, because everyone bring so much into it. But I especially love Joe and Alan, because, Alan is a dear friend, and Joe, also being a psychologist, he brings, as I said, so much heart into it. So when I realized they were your trainers, I thought, oh, you're going to have a great experience, which you would have anyway, but it's even that much more special.
Yeah. So go to Monroe, do the Gateway program, and I'm looking forward to doing one on the campus. I think it was good to do my training wheels with this one, because I think just the way I felt, I might have to stay there an additional week just to ground. So I'm glad I did this. But when it's opened up again, I am so there. So we're kind of going along here, but I will definitely look down in the comments. I'll put Monroe down there, click on it, shop around, look around. And they've got some meditations and stuff you could do right there to give it a try. But Thank you for listening as always. We really
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
We enjoy it.
Bye.
Bye.